WavyOcho. I'm gonna react to the rise and fall and rise again of Mike Tyson, boxer to broke. No, yeah, boxer to broke. Yeah.
May like fornicate more than other people. It's just who I am. I sacrificed so much of my life. Can I at least get laid? You know what I mean? I've been robbed of most of my money. Can I at least get a blowjob?
You can't touch me. You're not man enough. I'll eat your asshole alive, you bitch. If he doesn't die, it doesn't count. If he's not dead, it doesn't count.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, the white guy who played Gandhi in the movie Gandhi here. Mike Tyson, aka Iron Mike, is one of the most well-known names in boxing history. His ferocious fighting style, tank-like physique, and penchant for knockouts impressed millions across the world. He was teeth-bitingly vicious and delivered hits like Saitama from One Punch Man. At the age of 20, Mike became the youngest unified heavyweight champion ever. Later on, he gained widespread infamy for biting off a piece of Evander Holyfield's ear during a boxing match. Surprisingly, his drama outside the ring was even worse. Tyson constantly abused cocaine and served 3 years in prison for rape. He was no stranger to controversy and lived a high-octane luxurious lifestyle. As a result, Tyson went bankrupt. This is the rise and fall of Mike Tyson. Before I get into it, here's a word from today's sponsor, Roman. Do you want a better sex life in 2023? Up to 52% of men will experience some form of erectile dysfunction in their life, and Roman is here to help. Roman offers a discreet process from start
As low as
$3.20. If you've been struggling with ED, Roman can definitely help build your confidence up during sex. Use my unique link below or go to ro.co/AJ to get 20% off your first order today if prescribed. Again, it's ro.co/AJ for 20% off. Michael Gerard Tyson was born on June 30th, 1966 in Brooklyn, New York. Growing up, Tyson's family was unstable and struggled financially. As a teen, he found himself involved in a life of petty crime. He frequently stole and was arrested 38 times by the age of 13.
Damn, 38 times? That's OD, bro. You that young and you arrested 38 times, bro. Before you even turned 38, bro. Wow, bro. Tyson was wild back. Tyson must have been doing shit back then, bro. In his time, bro.
Tyson actually had a
Soft side though. He had a fondness for pigeons and loved taking care of them. One day a cruel bully pulled the head off of one of them, causing Mike to beat him up. This event sparked Tyson's passion for fighting. Word of advice, never fuck with the man's pigeons. After that encounter, he started fighting anyone who made fun of his high-pitched voice or lisp. While in a juvenile detention center, Mike met a counselor named Bobby Stewart who immediately recognized his boxing talent. Stewart was a former national boxing champion himself. He eventually introduced Tyson to Cus D'Amato, a legendary boxing trainer who previously coached Floyd Patterson and Jose Torres. D'Amato was getting up there in age and no current top boxer wanted his services at the time, so the task of developing a teenage Mike Tyson was perfect for him. I mean, the kid was jacked. At the age of 13, he stood at 5 foot 8 inches tall and weighed 190 pounds. He delivered punches that felt like getting struck with a cinder block and had a thick neck that absorbed blows. Honestly, from a physical standpoint, he was built perfectly for the sport of pugilism. D'Amato also served as a sort of father figure to Mike. The two became very close and even adopted Tyson after his mother passed away. D'Amato taught him the peekaboo fighting style, which suited Mike really well. He would crouch down then spring up while simultaneously landing a punch which delivered a harder impact. Utilizing this technique, Mike won the Junior Olympics in 1981 and 1982 but failed to qualify for the 1984 LA Summer Olympics. In March 1985, he made his professional debut and won by TKO in the first round. The same thing happened in his second match. By the end of the year, he was 15-0 and had won every single match by either a KO or TKO. Sadly, Cus D'Amato soon passed away, which greatly hurt Tyson. He pushed forward though and continued to box. In November 1986, Mike defeated Trevor Berbick by a second-round TKO, making him the youngest world heavyweight champion ever at the age of 20. In 1987, he added the WBA and IBF titles, which unified the heavyweight division. Iron Mike then skyrocketed to stardom. His performances were so dominant that he punished his opponents in the ring during each bout. He even turned some of them to human jelly. He often intimidated people with his fearsomeness and sheer power. He was also alarmingly fast, often striking with a series of brutal combinations. At 21, he was 33-0 with 29 wins by knockout. Watching his matches, it's honestly a wonder.
He was undefeated, bro. Before like Floyd Mayweather was undefeated. Funny Mike was undefeated, bro.
me how anyone who faced him
survived. He was so confident he once offered $10,000 to a zookeeper to let him fight a gorilla. Interestingly, he caught the attention of Nintendo in 1987 and they made a Mike Tyson Punch-Out game that sold about 1 million copies.
Tyson basked in the fame and fortune, but eventually became his own worst enemy. I mean, he blew millions of dollars on lavish parties and properties he never set foot in. In addition, he slept with countless women and snorted cocaine like he had 3 noses. Sometimes he was even coked out during matches. In order to pass drug tests, he used a prosthetic penis called a Wizinator, which was attached to a bag filled with baby urine. His wife, Robin Givens, also publicly filed for divorce, citing spousal abuse and his fault.
Oh, him and Robin Givens was married before, bro? I didn't know that, bro. I did not know that him and Robin Givens, it was married and all that. Damn, I did not know that, bro. That him and Robin was going on, bro. Wow.
Temper. In 1988, Tyson made a colossal career mistake by firing coach Kevin Rooney, who took over after D'Amato died. This was a big loss because Rooney helped him keep his skills up and didn't allow excessive distractions. Due to the combination of everything going on, Mike lost motivation and started training less and less. He honestly didn't seem that focused on boxing anymore. On February 11, 1990, the 37-0 Tyson lost his first ever match to Buster Douglas despite being the 42-1 favorite. During the match, it was clear Mike couldn't keep up with Buster. He was getting wrecked and threw a desperate uppercut in the 8th round, which knocked Douglas down. Interestingly, the referee started the count late and Tyson's corner felt he was down for more than 10 seconds. However, Buster later claimed he always planned to get up before the 10-second mark but was just taking as long as he could. But the fact that he even got up at all shocked Mike, who was completely gassed. And in the 10th round, in what was considered one of the greatest upsets in boxing history, Douglas knocked out Tyson. It was a memorable...
Knocked the nigga out, bro. He break Tyson up, I ain't gonna lie.
Seen watching him fumble for his mouthpiece as he was counted out. The world was surprised as the knockout king was knocked out. Mike realized that if he didn't train hard and put 100% in, then he would lose to someone who would, especially at such a high level. He was so used to knocking out people early, he lost the stamina to go the distance. Despite the fact he had more talent, he had to concede to Douglas. In 1992, Mike's troubles worsened when he was sentenced to 6 years in prison for raping an 18-year-old named Desiree Washington. He maintained the encounter was consensual but was ultimately convicted. He served less than 3 years. Around this time, he converted to Islam. After returning from incarceration, he still boxed well but was nowhere near his former self. He lost his ability to make protective head movements and was even more unconditioned. But that didn't stop him from enjoying his party lifestyle.
During the 33 months after you got out of prison, $4.5 million on automobiles and motorcycles. Gave automobiles to 15 women and 2 men. Once crashed your Rolls Royce and told cops to keep it. Spent $240,000 monthly in just walking around money. Nearly $100,000 a month on jewelry and clothing. A house with 38 bathrooms. To what extent did it almost seem, or did you think that just the money would never run out?
Oh no, that's just how I live my life.
Taking his bouginess to the next level, he bought a few tiger cubs. One of them attacked a woman who jumped his fence to pet it. Absolutely genius, I know. Tyson...
Nah, hell no. Fuck that. I don't want getting close to tigers, bro. Or lions, or rats, or none of that, bro. Pit bulls. Just bite, bro. No funny shit.
Later paid her $250,000 because she was so fucked up. Despite the setbacks, Tyson was still skilled enough to defeat several opponents and win back his WBA title. In November 1996, he fought Evander Holyfield, who won a bronze medal in the LA Olympics, which Tyson failed to qualify for. Holyfield dominated the latter part of the fight and absolutely refused to be intimidated by Tyson, who threw a punch after the bell in the first round. Showing he was the one to be feared, he headbutted Tyson multiple times throughout the match. Holyfield slyly did this in the clinch so the referee wouldn't notice. And that was a major difference between the two. He was a good clinch fighter while Tyson wasn't. Although using questionable tactics, Holyfield won in the 11th round. Graciously accepting defeat, Mike stated, "I have the utmost respect for you," when addressing Holyfield after the bout. The two later had a rematch, aka the Bite Fight, in June 1997, which was probably the most talked about boxing event ever. During it, Holyfield headbutted Tyson like he did previously, which frustrated him.
Headbutt in the second round, which opened the gash on your eye. Tell us about that first bit.
He butted me in the first round, but then he butted me again in the second round. Then as soon as he butted me, I watched him. He had me holding, he looked right at me, and I saw him, and he was going for it, and he kept going by, and he butted me again. He kept going down and coming up.
See? Headbutting. Mike Tyson's like, you gonna headbutt me? I'm gonna bite your ear off. Fuck out of here. Bugging the fuck out.
And no one warned him, no one gave him to took any points for him. What am I to do? This is my career. I can't continue getting butted like that.
Sensing defeat, Tyson bit an entire piece of his right ear off, then later bit his left ear, resulting in a disqualification. This moment would follow him throughout his entire career. When asked why he did it, Mike mentioned he was not only frustrated by the headbutting, but also thought Holyfield was a superior boxer.
I was angry that he was butting my head. He kept betting me and he cut my head the first fight with headbutts, and he did it again. And I was just enraged. It doesn't make no excuse for what happened, but I was just enraged, and I wanted to inflict so much pain on him and stuff. And I was just pissed off that he was such a great fighter too. And I was just pissed off. I wanted to just beat him up. I was just mad at him. Yeah.
An unapologetic Mike stated he would even do it again.
I mean, was that just kind of a place where you just went and you kind of hit a wall, or would you, if you had a chance to do it over again, would you do it over again?
No, yeah, I probably would do the same thing, because he was really kicking my ass. Because he was really kicking my ass and bumping my head and stuff.
Nah, this nigga Mike crazy, bro. Damn.
And yeah, I think I would do it again. Yeah, I will. I'm sorry, guys. But I am kind of redeeming myself.
The two later settled their differences though, and Holyfield even came on his podcast. After the fiasco, Tyson's career never seemed to recover. He didn't care about boxing anymore and continued to get into legal troubles. In February 1999, he was sentenced to 9 months in prison for assaulting 2 motorists in a traffic accident. In September of the year 2000, Tyson tested positive for marijuana after beating the Polish boxer Andrew Golota. This was a shame because he had beaten Golota so bad he refused to fight despite the urging of his corner to continue on. Golota was later diagnosed with a brain hemorrhage and cheekbone fracture. He probably would have died if he continued the fight. The match was just another testament to Tyson's incredible strength. He could barely try and still nearly kill a professional fighter. As time passed, Tyson's tenacity and ruthlessness was as strong as ever. When talking about Lennox Lewis, Tyson claimed he was impregnable and wanted to eat his children.
I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lennox is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
In February 2003, Tyson got a face tattoo 3 days before his fight with Clifford Etienne. He initially wanted hearts but was turned down by his tattoo artist who told him to get a tribal piece instead. In August 2003, Mike filed for bankruptcy, having blown through the $600 million he earned throughout his career. It was later revealed he was $24 million in debt. After Tyson's 58th match and resulting loss to Kevin McBride in 2005, he retired from boxing. Regarding the situation, he said, "I'm not going to disrespect the sport anymore by losing to this caliber of fighter."
I don't think I have it anymore because I got the ability to stay in shape, but I don't got the fighting guts, I don't think, anymore.
Did you feel as though you had it coming into the fight?
No, I'm just fighting to take care of my bills, basically.
Does that mean we won't see you fight again?
Yeah, that's most likely. I'm not going to fight again. I'm not going to disrespect the sport anymore by losing to this caliber of fighter.
In December 2006, Tyson was arrested for driving under the influence and possession of cocaine. He only served 1 day in jail, though. In November 2009, he was arrested for getting into a fight at LAX with a photographer. Luckily for him, no charges were filed. That same year, he famously appeared in the movie The Hangover. He later appeared in Ip Man 3, Rocky Balboa, and the Indian movie Represent, Liger. After releasing 2 books and going on a highly successful one-man tour that made it to Broadway, Tyson was able to turn his finances around. In 2011, he had a new Animal Planet series called Talking on Tyson. Although things seemed to be going well, he admitted to nearly dying from alcohol abuse 2 years later.
I'm on the verge of dying because I'm a vicious alcoholic, and God, this is some interesting stuff. I haven't took drugs in 6 days, and for me, that's a miracle. I've been lying to everybody else and think I was sober, but I'm not.
In April 2022, TMZ released a video of Tyson punching a passenger who was annoying him.
A fight aboard a JetBlue flight in San Francisco Wednesday. The video obtained by TMZ Sports shows the man throwing the punches is former heavyweight champ Mike Tyson. JetBlue declined to comment, but a statement from Mike Tyson's representative says, unfortunately, Mr. Tyson had an incident on a flight with an aggressive passenger who began harassing him and threw a water bottle at him while he was in his seat. Both Tyson and the passenger seen with a bloodied forehead.
Yeah, I could bet you that he was drunk, bro. I could bet you that guy was drunk. I ain't gonna lie. I could bet you that man was drunk.
were detained.
He didn't face any legal consequences, though. Since retiring from boxing, Mike participated in an exhibition bout against Roy Jones Jr. in 2020. Nowadays, he seems open to fighting influencer Jake Paul. Ultimately, Mike Tyson is considered by some to be the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time. He destroyed his opponents with his Lamborghini-like speed and bone-breaking punches. He rarely took a step back and was never intimidated. After 58 matches, his knockout-to-win ratio was an astounding 88%. The man truly had dynamite in his hands. Unfortunately, things seemed to go downhill after the death of his father figure and coach, Cus D'Amato. After winning millions of dollars, he fell into a lifestyle of debauchery. Tyson suffered from a serious cocaine and alcohol addiction. Sadly, he shifted his focus from training to pleasure and his boxing skills suffered as a result. Tyson then went bankrupt and faced a barrage of legal issues. Luckily, he was able to leverage his fame and get out of debt. Mike now owns a weed farm and sells Mike Bites, which feature an ear with a piece missing. In addition, he has a podcast called Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. It seems he's revived his career, and I, for one, am happy for him.
Yeah, let me know what y'all think about this vid, bro. Like, you should think about Mike Tyson. What is your favorite fights of Mike Tyson? What is your favorite moments? Let me know what y'all think, bro. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes. Where was just checking out you are.